Hi everyone, and welcome to Two Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best two-player board games for you. In today's video, I have another game haul of what we bought at, well, the big Dutch national game convention, which is called Spellen Spektakel. And as you can see, we bought quite a few things, and there's also one more thing that's on the ground at this moment that I am not going to randomly pick up, which is Gloomhaven 2nd Edition. We didn't actually expect to buy Gloomhaven 2nd Edition. We were considering the upgrade pack, for example, because we have Gloomhaven 1st Edition. We heard a lot of good things about Gloomhaven 2nd Edition, so we were curious, and when we saw it at the fair for €155, we thought to ourselves, that's a really good price for Gloomhaven. So we were slightly nudged into buying it. We later learnt that you can buy it for €170 online, so having known that, would we have bought the game at the convention? No, because there are only 2 boxes and it was $155. Anyway, we now have Gloomhaven 2nd Edition, so we are considering a playthrough. So just like I have Slay the Spire playthroughs, we are considering starting a playthrough for Gloomhaven. So if that's something that you want, please put it in the comments below and we could look into that. Now, another game that I have already reviewed, that we finally bought, is Daybreak. I will link it up here. I have reviewed Daybreak. We really like Daybreak. We never had a version of our own though. We always borrowed it off of a friend. Now, there was a sort of outlet shop that Daybreak was €27.50 instead of €60, so about half price and a bit more. So we finally decided to get the game. At this outlet shop, my husband also found Aqua. Now, I was not in line with my husband. I was walking around the rest of the convention. I don't exactly know what this is. I have frankly pretty much no clue what this is, but it was €7. So my husband said, I'm going taking it with me for €7. So, Aqua. One of the games we bought. Next we have The Hobbit, There and Back, which is a roll and write based on, as the name suggests, The Hobbit, for 1 to 4 players. I'm curious to how it goes. It's supposed to be quite simple, so maybe something that we could play with my family or less experienced board gamers, so that's something I'm looking forward to learning more about. And the last new game that we bought, and by that I mean not secondhand, because the board game convention had a very good secondhand selection as well, was RuneScape Kingdoms Shadows of Elvarg. Now this is the next video you can expect next week. It is currently under in our board game table, whereas Daybreak is on top, as you might possibly see. It brings the world of RuneScape, the video game, to life. It has separate phases, so it has a sort of adventure phase and then a boss phase in which you are defeating the boss. Yeah, so that one is coming next week. Then, of course, we bought some more dice mats, some more dice trays, because we only have 2 dice trays and now we have 7? I think we bought 5 extra, so now we probably have 7, maybe a bit more. Anyway, dice trays, they're always very useful. They were a good price, so we got some more of those. Now comes the second-hand part of what we bought. So one of them was Dead of Winter, The Long Night. We've played Dead of Winter before. Certain of our friends have it, some family has it. It's a good game. We wanted to have it as well. It was €30. I later found out this wasn't the original Dead of Winter, but at least it's a standalone expansion. So I didn't just buy a random expansion in the bring and buy, which is nice. So I look forward to making a review of Dead of Winter for you soon. We also have Chronicles of Crime. Now, I've heard a lot of things about Chronicles of Crime. I've seen stuff. It seemed interesting to me. It was €15. I, again, don't necessarily really know that much about the game, but for certain prices, you don't really want to let that go. I think this would be a good game for maybe my parents. This could be a good game for maybe my nieces and nephews who are sort of getting a bit older at this point. So again, another game I look forward to learning more about when the time comes. And lastly, we have a big box called Etherfields. Now, Etherfields is a campaign game that has several sort of places where it takes place. So part of it takes place in the real world, from what I understand, and part of it takes place in like a dream world, and they are somehow connected. This seems like an intriguing concept to us. It was from a publisher that we did already know, so we were like, okay, you have piqued our interest. We'll take that with us as well at the bring and buy. And this was 90 euros along with one of the extra expansions from Kickstarter, which is in the cupboard, as I figured the main box would be good enough to show you all. And that is what we bought at Spellen Spektakel, which is the Dutch sort of the big gaming convention. All of these games are probably on its way for reviews. If there's one you want earlier, put it in the comments and I can place some priority on it. For now, the next video is definitely going to be RuneScape, as that is currently in our table. We have played it properly by this point, so you can look forward to that next week. For now, I want to thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week.